She's got that look. She's got that style. She's got that conversation that makes you want to stay for a while. She's the All-American Woman. Hi, and welcome to another segment of All-American Woman. We're still talking about women your kids should know and read about. And we are on part 7. Almost to the end. This time we're going to be talking about women in politics and activism. And we're going to start it off with Greta Thunberg. Now, the title of this book is Greta's Story, the Schoolgirl Who Went on Strike to Save the Planet. And it's by Valentina Camerini. Most of you recognize Greta's name as the young girl that's trying to end global warming. And the same is true here. This is a really nice book. And it talks about how she got started in the political fight, or in this case, as an activist, and how she is not giving up the fight. She is going to continue to talk to people, to get grown-ups, adults to see, and young people to see how important it is that we end global warming. And if we don't, it could be the end of this world as a whole. It's an excellent book. It's a chapter book. I would suggest this book for definitely middle schoolers to high schoolers. I can't see any younger kids really enjoying it. I don't know that there are any more books about Greta, but if there aren't, I'm sure there will be. Our next person is Malala Yousafzai. Now, Malala, as most people know her, is also an activist, and she's fighting for girls to be able to get education and all over the world, because that's the case where in a lot of countries, mostly third world countries, but a lot of places, girls are not allowed to have education. In some cases, children as a whole aren't allowed to get education. So she's fighting for that. She had to face many great trials in order to fight for this, because there was a point in time where she was told she could not have education. Thankfully, she had a family that also fought for her rights, and that was the way that she learned to fight for her rights and to speak up for herself and for those that could not speak up for themselves. This is one of the Who Is series. Thankfully, she's still alive, even after being shot in the head. She still made it through, and we're glad to have this book about her and to have her still speaking all over the world. Our next person is Hillary Rodham Clinton. I love this book. Like both of the books we just talked about, almost for middle schoolers and high schoolers. This book can be for like 3rd grade and up. This is a wonderful book. It talks about her life in a very concise way, because it is such a short book, but the book itself talks about why she became an activist, why she got into politics. Hillary Rodham Clinton, Some Girls Are Born to Lead, and this was written by Michelle Markell. It's an excellent book. Like I said, it's a great buddy reader book as well as a book for 3rd graders and up. They can learn so much just about how this young girl became a brave and strong woman who was almost the president of these United States. How could I talk about women in politics and activism and not talk about Michelle Obama? This is called Michelle, and this was written by Deborah Hopkinson. Now this, oh my gosh, did you see that picture? You'd think that's a real portrait, but that is actually a drawing. But it is gorgeous, isn't it? And this book itself is great for buddy reading. It's also good for 3rd or 4th graders and up. The pictures are just so gorgeous. And it talks about Michelle as a young girl growing up in Chicago, and then how she met her future husband and how she lives her life. one of the quotes that is at the back of the book that Michelle shares is, "Don't let anybody set the limits of your dreams." And that's such a great quote because it's so true, especially for young girls who even today face a lot of adversity, but they have to be willing to say, these are my dreams and I'm going to follow them. Even if you tell me I can't, I will. It's not going to be easy, but it will definitely be worth it. Alright, so those are our 4 ladies that we have books by. Now this is the first time that our honorable mentions also have books, but I could not go without also talking about these ladies. Our first honorable mention is Elizabeth Warren. This book was written by Susan Wood, and this one was Nevertheless She Persisted. Okay, on the back of the book, it says, on her journey from schoolgirl to senator, she's been battered but not beaten. She's insisted, she's resisted, and she's always, always persisted. This is an excellent book for, again, 3rd graders and up, especially 4th graders. It talks about her life as growing up and also being a single mom and trying to get her education, the things she had to go through to do that, and the fact that through it all, she knew that if she kept fighting for her dreams and fighting for others, that only good things could come of that. And they did. Of course, she had to keep persisting, and of course, it was never easy, but she did. So this is an excellent book. And our last honorable mention is Coretta Scott King. Now, Coretta Scott King, everyone knows, was the wife of Martin Luther King Jr. But what you did not know that she is also an activist in her own right. And before she even knew Martin, she was fighting for the rights of African Americans and of women. Okay, so we have 3 books for her. Now, Women Who Shaped History, Coretta Scott King, Civil Rights Activist. Now, this is a book that can be read as a buddy reader, but also 3rd grade and up. This is an excellent book for them. All right. This Coretta Scott King, I Kept on Marching by Kathleen Kroll. Women Who Broke the Rules. Don't you just love that? All right. So this book here is mainly for 5th graders and up. It's a chapter book. Oh my goodness, the pictures are so beautiful, you know. And this is an excellent book. Again, it talks about her growing up in the Deep South and having sometimes to walk to school. Even though there were buses available, they weren't allowed to take them. And this was school buses, so it was ridiculous, but true. And then the last book, Journey to Freedom, the African American Library, Coretta Scott King. And of course, we've seen a few of the African American Library series books. So this one, another one that I say, probably for the 5th and up, probably even 4th graders too. It's a chapter book, and it really talks about her life mainly as a grown-up after she met Martin, but a brief talk about her childhood, but mainly about her life with Martin and their struggles and activism. Excellent books. So these are the ladies that we're talking about today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you get the books. If there's some women that you would think that I should have added, please let me know at the bottom of the screen. And also let me know what you think of the ladies that we talked about today. All right, and I will see you next time.